swimming a few hours ago, and I keep my hair up when I go swimming in a clip. And I mean, when I took a shower after, I like got it wet a little bit back here, just to kind of like get the whatever chlorine might have splashed up onto my hair off my hair. Now it's like my whole hair is wet. So, like my shirt, I thought it was cute. But yeah, tonight, instead of doing a reborn video, I usually do reborn videos on Thursday, but I wanted to talk a little bit about something and kind of get, not, nothing serious, just something that took place this past weekend. That it happened to my cousin. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. It happened to a relative and his child. And what happened, and I want an opinion about this. What happened is that a relative of mine was at a theme park, one of the bigger theme parks around here where I live, and he had his kids, 3 kids. One of them is 11. They're all little. The youngest one is 3. And I guess they were at a shop, whatever, and at this theme park. And the night before, we were at their house and we were watching the movie The Avengers. And the 3-year-old little boy, he just loved this movie, and he was just all through the whole thing was talking about Iron Man and Thor and the Avengers. And so the next day, my relative took his family to one of the theme parks, and as they were in a shop or something, the 3-year-old wandered off. He just poof. And I know what it's like to go shopping with my mom. If I turn my back and just glance at something, just stand there and just look at something for a moment, and look back, my mom's gone, just gone, nowhere to be seen. So it happens that much easier, or it can happen that much easier with a little guy, with a child. And actually, we were at Walmart today, and there was an announcement came overhead that it was a code Adam, and it described this little girl who was 4. It described the color of her hair, what she was wearing. Thankfully, just a few moments after the announcement, it came back on and it said to cancel code Adam. So evidently they found the child, but just at Walmart, just clear aisles, whatever, your kid can take off and just be gone for a while, be missing. But at a place like a theme park where there's a bunch of people and just constant crowds, especially inside one of the shops, it can happen that much easier. And it for 15 minutes, my little 3-year-old relative was MIA, missing. And of course his parents said that 15 minutes felt like an hour. It was frantic. It was horrible. And eventually they figured out that the little guy was up at Lost and Found. Thankfully, these 2 women, came rushing up to my relative, and they were like, "Are you looking for her son?" And obviously, it was probably an apparent scene that something was going on, and they had the kid, my relative, my cousin, describe what the kid was wearing. I guess they like had a different opinion on what color shirt he had on, but the women were like, "No, this has to be your kid. He looks just like you." So, they all rushed up to Lost and Found, and thankfully he was there. He was playing football with whoever gets to sit in the Lost and Found kid room at the theme parks. But just a little guy, 3 years old. He's real little. So And my mom has a story about me when I was little. We were at a mall there in Michigan, and I was like 2, and I just went and got my portraits taken in the studio there. And again, this was at a mall, and right after I took off, I somehow ended up being gone. And my mom, was just calling everybody, and she's all panicking. And this was back in the this was a while ago. 80s-ish, very early 80s-ish. Um, but and I ended up coming in or being found, I guess, at the other end of the mall, very other end of the mall. Some older lady, I guess, brought me in from outside. So I was somehow on the outside of the other end of the mall at like 2 or 3 years old. So that happens, and of course, like at the theme park when this took place, the security, they try to keep parents and everybody as calm as possible, because of course panicking does not help a situation. But when you're the parent or whatever, you're going to panic. That's just, of course, that's first reaction, and probably all through the situation, the initial situation, you're gonna be panicking. And but they were like, this happens all the time. It's best to just stay calm. He's around here somewhere, and thankfully he was. Um, so my question to you is, what is your opinion on those leashes? And I've seen them referred to as leashes, but it's like those little things, little backpacks that you put on a kid, and then it has an actual leash on it. It can be like a little teddy bear or something, and it allows the parent to keep hold, because the parent has the other side of the leash, and they get to hang on to this thing, and at the same time, it gives their kid freedom to kind of walk around, wander around on their own, 3 or 4 feet from them. Um, what's your opinion on it? Because I have seen some people, not a lot, but I've seen some people have quite a strong opinion on those things being a leash that you keep on your kid, and that your kid doesn't belong on a leash, only pets belong on a leash, and in other words, don't put your kid on a leash. But I go to theme parks a lot, and I see how crowded it can get. I see little kids, some of them on leashes, and if it's, especially when it's a toddler, 3, 4 years old, they don't want to be stuck in a stroller. And usually you'd think, well, yeah, but I'm gonna, either have my kid's hand in mine, or I'm gonna make them keep hold of the stroller or cart or whatever it is. I'm gonna keep my eyes on them. I'm gonna be watching them the whole time. That's not necessarily reality. That's not how it goes. Especially in a crowd, just very easily you can become separated from your whole party, especially little ones. Um, so my opinion is that it looks kind of dumb to have an older kid on one of those leash things, because I have seen that. And I've seen, when the kid's 6 years old, 6, 7, whatever, they're kind of old enough to understand what to do if they get lost, and start yelling for you, not to wander off and run off somewhere. But it's up to the parent if they want to actually keep a 6-year-old on a leash. But when it comes to the little guys, you know 2, 3, 4 years old, I am totally all for a leash. Totally all for it. um Back to my little 3-year-old cousin, though. What happened, because his dad, he was like, what happened? What's up, dude? Where'd you go? The little guy said that he saw something. He saw Iron Man, basically, and so he took off to check out Iron Man. And it's just that fast. You're looking at something, your kid's right there, the other parent was supposed to be there as well. You look back and the kid's gone. You frantically start looking around. As you're doing that, the kid's over here checking out Iron Man or whatever, not paying any attention to the frantic scene that's going on. Um, and then it just, you know, escalates from there. And usually it's a pleasant ending after you've experienced that extreme anxiety, panic attack moment. Yeah. So, again, what's your opinion on kid leashes? I don't know what they're actually called, but we all know what those things are. We've all seen them. So yeah, feel free to share your opinion. I'm interested in hearing about it, and have a good whatever.